Today, we're going to answer the question, why do visitors tell you so much about the health of your BNI chapter? Now, I get the question all the time, why the heck do you care so much about visitors? Shouldn't you care a little bit more about the members? And while we obviously love our fellow BNI members, there are some critical reasons why visitors are absolutely the best gauge for the health of your chapter. Why, you may ask? Because visitors don't lie. They respond to energy, they respond to momentum, and they disappear when something feels off. So if you want a quick, honest snapshot of how healthy your chapter really is, don't start with the numbers, start with the visitors. So let's break this down. First, energy attracts people. Healthy chapters, they have energy. Not hype, not forced fake excitement, real confident energy. Members show up every week engaged. They know why they're there. They believe in what the chapter is doing, and they're pumped about the future of that group. And that energy, it's just contagious. Visitors feel it the moment they walk through that door. And when energy is high, inviting just kind of feels natural. Members, they talk about the chapter with pride, so they genuinely want to invite people to it. They want others to experience the same thing they're experiencing. But when that energy drops, inviting becomes a little bit awkward. People start to hesitate, they start to overthink it, and they're not sure if they want to share that questionable experience with their best contacts. And that hesitation, it shows up immediately in the visitor numbers. Second, growth fuels momentum. Visitors aren't just potential members, they're momentum. Every visitor brings fresh eyes, fresh conversations, new business opportunities for everyone in the group. They remind the chapter that growth is actually happening. And that growth only happens when the members start to lean in. They sharpen their weekly presentations, they do more one-to-ones, they think differently about the referrals. Momentum feeds behavior, and that behavior feeds results. Chapters with steady visitors tend to stay focused. Chapters without visitors often drift and completely forget the fundamentals of BNI. Not because they don't care, but because nothing is really pulling them forward. Third, stagnation tends to show up a little bit earlier than everything else. So here's the really uncomfortable truth. Visitor decline is one of the earliest warning signs of a struggling chapter. Long before the referrals slow down and before the attendance drops and that morale starts to become an issue, visitors stop showing up. And that usually means that members have stopped inviting because they've stopped believing in the future of the group. They stopped talking about the chapter with confidence. Stagnation doesn't announce itself loudly. It really silently sneaks into every single corner of your chapter. And despite your best efforts, visitors notice that way before anyone else will. So let's zoom out a little bit. Visitors, they're not just about growth, they're about feedback. And they're going to tell you what your chapter really feels like, how it's perceived, and whether that momentum is really moving forward or if it's starting to backslide. As members, we are often way too close to notice those things. But if visitors are consistent, that's a sign of a really healthy group. If visitors are sporadic, that's a sign, you should probably pay attention to that. And if visitors are missing altogether, that's not a coincidence, it's information. The solution to all these isn't more pressure, it's leadership. So no matter your role in the chapter, help to re-energize that room. Refocus that message and remind your fellow members why this system works so well for them. Because when belief, trust, and hope return, then inviting will follow. And when inviting follows, momentum comes back really quickly. So before you ask, how many members do we have or how many visitors do we need to invite? Ask this instead. Are people excited enough to actually invite? That question will tell you everything you need to know. I hope you enjoyed this message. If so, share it with a BNI member who needs a little bit of motivation on building the chapter that they can really be proud of. And if you want to continue your learning on how to get the most out of your BNI membership, check out this video right here, and I'll see you soon.